What's up, Juventus? Igor Tudor has stepped in, done a fine job so far in the opening 3 matches, and it appears his starters are set. There are 4 players affected the most so far, and they all have storylines around their futures with Juventus that we're going to get into today. Kenan Yildiz could affect one of those players involved, and today the statement is completely untouchable. No matter what, we'll look at the bold claim made in the media today. And then we have a final sale that has been completed for Juventus and Igor Tudor, starting to change the story around his future. Top 4 and long term. We'll go through the details there of everything reported today around Juventus. I'm Berto. This is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's April 14th. Let's rock with the news, and we kick things off with next week. An interesting set of discussions set to go down, as that is when talks begin between Juventus and Chelsea for Renato Veiga. That is probably when we are going to find out what his value is from Chelsea, or if they're even open to it whatsoever. I'm just going to ask the question here. What do you believe Renato Veiga will be valued at? For me, you have to inquire and you have to look at bringing this guy in. I would choose him based on what I've seen with him so far over Henkel as well. How do you feel? Hit me in the comments. When we get to Igor Tudor, so far stepping in, doing a good job in the opening 3 matches. It appears his starters are set though, and there are 4 players that seem to be affected the most so far. Cambiaso, Weah, Kolo Muani, and Consceição. They all have storylines around their futures. For Timothy Weah, he has been listed previously as potentially being a move out of Juve. Right now, today, the latest reports claim he is going to be staying at Juventus, and he's actually admired by many at the club. When we get to Kolo Muani, contradicting reports that state he will not be staying at Juventus, and others claiming that the plan is still the same as it's always been. 1 more year of loan and then purchase. For Consceição, same thing. Major contradictions. His future will not be at Juventus, and then guys like Mirko Di Natale remaining adamant Juve will pick up the €30 million release clause. Today, we get another piece of information on Consceição, claiming that it has always been in the deal with Porto that he remains for the club even through the Club World Cup this summer before any decisions are made. So let's see what happens. And for Cambiaso, again, big change of tune from his agent from what went down in January, a deal that was reached between him and Man City, and now wanting to stay at Juventus long term. Where does Juve stand? We don't know. But Kenan Yildiz, could this change everything, all right? Because there's been a lot of speculation around Kenan Yildiz's future. He's got many clubs interested in him. Would they reach a price tag that would intrigue Juve? Something of 80 million or more? Today, the story from Corriere dello Sport claims that it wouldn't matter anyways. And Juve is not going to listen to any offers, whether it's 80 million or higher. They claim Juve will not sell Kenan Yildiz. He is completely untouchable. If that is the case, that may be the goodbye to Cambiaso if we need all those funds to retool the team. It will depend on some other sales that we can make and what comes out of it. But apparently, Kenan Yildiz, untouchable. He has benefited probably the most since Igor Tudor has come back, relieving him of so much defensive work and being able to focus in attack. He's done well in these 3 matches. He's also claimed by Tuttosport to have the most goals of any player at Juventus before the age of 20, more than Kean and more than Del Piero. 1 more than Kean, 2 more than Del Piero. But I don't actually think Tuttosport has got it right. I actually think if you go way back, Boniperti would have the most, and maybe even somebody before him, because he used to play a lot younger back in the days. But nonetheless, Kenan Yildiz is doing a fantastic job. And hey, should he be completely untouchable? This hypothetical came up several times. if you had to move one of Cambiaso or Yildiz, which would you choose? My answer was to keep Yildiz. Do you agree or disagree? In a perfect world, I'd like to see both remain, but I do believe this team needs some work on the roster. So it would depend on the details. The devil's always in the details. But you know the drill. Weigh in. For Juventus, we have a final sale, and it has to do with Sassuolo being promoted. Good news, bad news, I guess. Sassuolo's going to be coming back to Serie A. But Tariq Muaremovic, his sale is now finalized with Sassuolo achieving promotion. Juve will receive around 5 million euros, and we have a 50% sell-on clause for the player. When it comes to Juventus and that victory against Lecce, that marked the 200th win at home at Allianz Stadium. Over 264 matches. That is the quickest route to 200 wins in Serie A dating back between now and the 1950s. We have made that place a fortress. All right, but Tudor, with this form that he has found, if he can achieve top 4, the tune could be changing based on a couple of things. The candidates that seem to be dropping like flies to actually come in long-term at Juventus, and if he reaches top 4, how the team has adapted to his entrance and coming in here now and working with him, the club remains impressed, and it might get him a long-term deal. So top 4 and in is what media is starting to claim could be the storyline for Igor Tudor. You know what the drill is. Weigh in, everybody. What do you believe will happen? What do you want to happen? Who are your candidates you would hold above Igor Tudor? Should he come in and make sure he finalizes top 4 qualification for Champions League? Hey, that's the news for today, and I can't wait to hear from you all. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC army, but let's go. Let's mix it up in the comments, my absolute favorite part. Until next edition, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.